From the Atari to the consoles of the future, video games are here to stay. We play all night like we just discovered gaming, making friends and trying to master each game. Going to the store for midnight releases, then you'll call in sick to work and play all day. Welcome everybody to another show of Adventures in Gaming. Today we're going to talk about NASCAR 14, the new game that's coming out on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC users. The game comes out February 18th, which is coming up pretty soon here, and there's been very few things that have came out about it that I've seen other than a video interview of Ed Martin, and that contained a lot of good information, but not enough of what I want for being 2 weeks away and not seeing anything except for a Tony Stewart trailer. So with that, it comes out the 18th. Which is the weekend before the Daytona 500. We've seen just a little bit of what they got to offer for the game, so I'm going to take a few of these screenshots that I found around the net and go through them and talk about them a little bit and show you guys what I think is going to happen and maybe some questions that go along with it. So the first one we got here, as you will see, is the research and development page. Same as NTG 2013, you get to upgrade your car to make it better, and it looks like they're keeping that going here, but this is a little bit hard to understand. I'm taking it that you go from left to right on your path, but I don't know if you click on like Engine Shop Upgrade, if you actually drill into that deeper to see options down below that you've got to upgrade within that, or if you just buy that and then you've got to move over and grab the next arrow and move from right to or left to right and finish the path once you get to the right side of the page. Also, I would expect to see a few other items on this list. There is a scroll arrow on there in the lower right of the window, so I'm expecting to see like brakes and arrow packages and stuff like that you can upgrade also. So I guess then we go to the main screen here. It's pretty standard fare here, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any scrolling around the shop because there's no arrows on the left or right hand side of the screenshot here. So I don't know if through these minimal menus here you're going to be able to get to everything that you need like we could in NTG 13, but I would fully expect so, and I welcome this more simple user interface here. The only confusing thing to me, though, is single player and career. If you're doing a career, aren't you playing single player? So to me, it would almost rather be maybe instead of single player, a race now feature or something like that. But that's really minimal to talk about. The next screen that we've got is the paint select screen. We got a couple of them here. As you can see, there are going to be multiple paint schemes to choose from, but the thing that worries me here is they've got 2013 dates on these cars, and it was told in a video interview by Brandon Butler to Ed Martin that the 2014 car paint schemes are going to be a day one title patch. And hopefully that actually does happen, and we won't have to race old cars, because if we want to race old cars, why don't we just race NTG 2013? So one of the big announcements for the NASCAR 14 game was the inclusion of league data in the game. How far that gets into it, I have no idea, but here's a little teaser screen that shows you that at least you can make a custom schedule and plan your race days and where you're going to be at least for your league. Other than that, I have not heard anything about leagues. Hopefully it is upgraded quite a bit over last year's online results page, because if somebody dropped out of the room during the race, the online results that it kept did not give you any data for that driver who dropped out during the race. So hopefully they've taken care of that, and that'll be part of the online league setup. Next up, we have the race settings screen. There's a few things on here that I could see right away that were very important, and that is all the different ways that you can contact Miss Sprint Cup. Well, not really, but a couple of the good things are that the fuel and tire settings are now separate, which will give you a lot better control over your race and how you want to do a race. Opponent difficulty, that is another big one, but with the percentage there, I mean, I seen another video of a guy who said, "Oh wow, now you can control your difficulty in 1% increments," and that does not show anything about 1% increments in there whatsoever, up or down. So my guess, if we're really lucky, we'll be able to have 10% increments, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 opponent difficulty, but more than likely we're probably going to just have 25% increments, and that's going to be 25, 50, 75, 100, and that'll be your easy, medium, hard, and super hard, or whatever, veteran, whatever you want to call it. Our next screen that we've got is, now that we've set up our race settings, you go to the infield garage, and it's pretty similar. I mean, the garage picture is very similar, almost identical to the last game, but the menus are a little bit different. There's a few less options, so I'm hoping that the overview will give you information like practice speeds and tire wear and stuff like that for your practices, along with different setups that you can choose and things like that. Otherwise, you're going to be SOL. You're just going to be able to go into a race and run it without any setups, which I can't see that happening. Then we get ready for the race, and it takes off, and then we get to the meat of the subject here, and that is the screen here that we've got a view of the inside of the car. One, that's a plus, because that means they're going to give you inside car view again this time. I know Codemasters did away with the inside the cockpit view for their latest F1 game, because they were saying that not very many people used it and it took up too many resources. So at least that's back. I don't use it unless I'm really just screwing around, but when I league race, I normally go through the outside back car view. So starting in the upper left, it's all pretty standard fare there. My question is, what is SB? Is that your best lap of the race and the lap number? It looks to be that you actually did that on in this race. Your personal best and the best lap of everyone in the race and who did it. So the rest of that's pretty obvious. But that SB, I'm not quite sure what that stands for. The mirror is back, the braking signal is back. The upper right is pretty much standard fare, but down the right side is a vast improvement. No more flipping through the buttons to find out what you've got as far as left side tires, right side tires, engine damage and stuff like that. So that's all in one nice pretty little picture there. There's also a nice addition of the water temp gauge there, which I'll really enjoy using that rather than trying to press a button and figure out, do I got to press this 4 times to get to the right side tires, or do I got to press it 3 times and then no, I was wrong, and now I got to press it 6 times to get back to it because that's one before the option, you know, blah blah blah. So hopefully we won't have to deal with anything like that. The next thing we got is the brake bias. Where's the brake bias at? Is that an option that they've taken out of the game? To me, I've used it a little bit, but I really don't care if they took it out or not. So if they did, so be it. The final in-game screen that I have here is the View Replays screen, and that is hopefully going to be able to be used to download to a third-party site or something like that and be able to use that for league promotions and different video that you may want to publish on YouTube or the like. My guess is it's probably not going to be able to do that this first time around. This is really just a teaser screen. The only thing really that it tells me is the net race replay. That's a good sign, because to me that tells me that your online races, at least you will be able to save a replay of that. And then for league purposes, go back and analyze cautions and wrecks and things like that in case there's anything that league officials need to review. So my final screen I've got is the number 3 Dow car. And no, I'm not an Earnhardt fan, but this was a picture that showed a damaged car, and this is one thing that I don't believe I've heard anybody talk about, but I surely hope that this is fixed in the game, and that is not the damaged model and the fact that how the car takes damage, but the fact that you can wreck a car into the wall and fix it back to 100% with a pit stop or two. This is something to me that is not realistic at all with any of the NASCAR games that has come out from Technics, and this is something that I'm hoping is fixed in this NASCAR 14 version. So if you hit the wall, you get damage, yeah, you know, like in real NASCAR, you take it in the pits, you fix it up as best you can, but you're never going to get back to 100%. And the games of the past, you've been able to do that with severe damage on the car, and hopefully they've fixed that. So I told myself they've come out with 2 different NASCAR games, 2011, 2013, and I was kind of upset about the versions that they put out so far. They've gotten better, yes, they've gotten better, but there's just been some things that have just really kept me from playing the game as much as I really would have liked to, and I told myself, fool me once, fool me twice, whatever, but I'm not buying a 3rd version. Well, here it is around the time again. It's a couple weeks away, and I've decided that, yeah, I'm going to get it because I'm a NASCAR fan. So what else am I going to do? You know, it's a racing game, and I'm a NASCAR fan, and so I'm going to get the game no matter what it's like or whatever. I guess I'll just get my money. One final thought for everybody, and that is if you can take a moment to look down in the description and look up the Veterans Racers League. That is my league, the VRL, that I've been running for over 3.5 years now, and we're always looking for drivers to come in and race with us. We race on the Xbox 360 platform, and check out the website and hope to see you there. Thanks.